I'm Jimmy L. This is a short documentary all about my road to success. The ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the right, the wrong, in investments. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of the above. I hope you guys enjoy my journey. I'm almost certain that I will. And I look forward to learning much more. You're listening to Fabulous Investments, and I'm your host, Jimmy L. Good afternoon, all. This is another day of Fabulous Investments, and I'm your host, Jimmy L. Um, I believe the last time that we left off, I stated that there was a promising um, loan that was potentially to come my way, and it didn't quite turn out the way that I thought that it was going to. So that was a negative. So as of now, I am still looking for funding, and actually in the process of this, or since the last video, I've actually found another apartment complex. This apartment complex is actually 6 units, and it's I think $140,000, which is completely preposterous. It's boarded up, and it hasn't been lived in over a year. So I'm pretty sure there's some major things going on with it, and I'm almost certain that I can get them down on their price, drastically down on their price, especially considering that it's been on the market for over a year. But I need the funding. I need the funding. I have contractors that are in place to rock and roll. I have the inspectors in place to rock and roll, real estate agents in place to rock and roll, and I don't have the funding. And it's tough right now, but I'm still pushing forward. So cross your fingers. I'm pretty sure something is going to come my way soon enough in the form of monetary value. And I will say that I've thought of a couple other ideas as well, and I'm trying my best not to use a co-borrower. I'm almost certain that that would probably get me where I need to be, but I'm trying my best not to. I know the deals are here, and I know that I can. And for some reason, here in my local market, there's not many investors that are willing to touch apartment buildings, apartment units, which is really, really weird, I must say. But hey, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with it. I know it's going to bring a great deal of return to me. I mean, to be honest with you, just as an example, with this 6 unit apartment complex is listed, I think it's like 140, 150. If you purchase one house for 140, 150, you're probably going to be in a nicer area of Memphis, or Cordova or Collierville, lower end of Collierville. But you're going to be paying, your mortgage is going to most likely be anywhere between $900 to maybe $1,200 to $1,300. And if you get a really good interest rate, I mean, you may be able to squeeze that in for $800. Well, you take that $800, and even if you decided to, I'm of course doing this on the low end, but say that your mortgage is $800, and you've decided to, the comps around you, of course, and you've decided to rent your place for $1,000. Okay, great. You got one house that's a total of $200 in a direct in pocket investment for you after you pay your mortgage. If your mortgage is $800, you got your $200 left over if you're charging rent for $1,000. Okay, great. Okay, this exact same 6 unit apartment complex, literally 6 times 5 is 35. You're looking at about $500 a month per unit that's sitting over there. And again, 6 times 5 is 30. Is it 30? 30, 35? Oh my gosh, let me do my math really quickly. I think I'm wrong. Totally wrong. What is it? Okay, 30. 6 times 5. Okay, so you got 6 units at $500 a piece. You're looking at $3,000 coming in. If your mortgage is only $800, it's a no-brainer. But anyway, I get it. I'm ranting on here as to why I want to go off into apartment complexes. But it's a no brainer. If I can get that type of rent coming through, consistently coming through, and to be honest with you, I think the average here is maybe an 8% occupancy, 8% vacancy, depending upon where you are, which is not bad. So that means, okay, worst case scenario, I miss out on one $500 apartment being rented. I still have the other five, so there's still $2,500 that's coming in, and even after my mortgage of $800, again still on the low end there, that's a profit of $1,700. Now, mind you, you do have to keep in mind that you're going to have maintenance. You're going to have to keep in mind of the yard work of the apartment complex itself. But again, all of that is at a minimum. You may not be doing the yard work at that house, that single family home, but you would definitely have to make sure that mortgage is paid, and making sure that the maintenance and everything else is up to par. So it's interesting, to me, why most investors here are not looking at apartment complexes. It's really kind of odd. But anyway, that's needless to say. I'm still here at square one. I'm still looking for funding, and I'm screaming, I'm shouting, I'm all on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and I'm reaching out to other investors that are currently in my market, real estate agents that may know anything or anyone that could point me into the right direction. I'm pushing. No, I'm not going to give up, and I'm determined. I know that someone is going to give me the funding that I need, that's going to actually fund 100% of this project. And even if that means that I take a lesser percentage or a lesser a stake in the company, or the stake in the actual investment, I'm okay with that. I've got to get this first apartment complex under my belt. It's a must. And I need help. I really, really, really need help with doing so. I've spoke to another young lady yesterday, and I think her sister is into investing, and she contacted me late yesterday. So that's someone else that I have to contact back, and hoping that they point me into the right direction, if not help me themselves. But you guys, I'm so determined, and I refuse to give up. I think I don't know if I told you guys yet, but I've recently read a book that's called The Millionaire Mindset. The book is freaking awesome. It teaches you about your current mindset, especially if you were raised in a household like mine. But it teaches you your current mindset, and it teaches you how you're probably not that different from the average millionaire. And it teaches you how you can take your current mindset and take it to another level. But it's awesome. It's awesome. I just finished reading it, and it's really motivating me, and it's consistently pushing me to do what I have to do. And at this point, I'm sorry to say, I still need funding. I will say in this video, I've added a couple of pictures just so that you guys can see that the properties themselves are not necessarily in the best neighborhoods, but the first apartment that I'm going to show you actually now, this apartment is the one that I've been speaking of the first couple of videos. It's a 14 unit apartment complex, and it's still listed for $66,000. That's a steal of a deal. Over there, the rents are averaging anywhere from $250 to $300 a month. Of course, it's extremely low, and you're going to get most likely Section 8 tenants or something of that sort, which is fine. Who cares? As long as they're paying their rent on time. That's all that you care about, and making sure that they're not tearing up your property too bad. So, but anyway, I'm going to show that one. Oh, that's what you should see now. And this new property, this second apartment complex here, is the one that's, I think, 140, 150, and that's the 6 unit, and this is the one that's been vacant for over a year now, and it's awesome, and I'm really probably more so excited about this 6 unit than I am about the 14 unit. But it's pretty cool, and I really, 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 really want it. So if you're out there, if you're listening, and you know of anyone that's willing to give funding and fund 100%, again, I'm a dedicated person, and I got to do what I have to do. Make a decent living. Credit score is not the best of. It's not horrible, I'm almost certain that I would probably qualify for a single family home. But dealing with the investment side of it, of course, they're looking for a substantial amount down. And that's kind of where I'm lacking once again. I've saved up a little bit more, but I need more. I need an additional maybe $20,000, and an additional 30,000 wouldn't hurt. So I'm still looking, still needing help. However, I'm not gonna give up. So this is another episode of Fabulous Investments, and I'm Jimmy L. And know that I am not gonna let anyone deter me from this dream. So this is a quick video of my rise to success, and I hope that you're joining me along the way. So I'll see you on the next episode of Fabulous Investments.